Hello, my name is Dmitry and I'm a young entrepreneur. I'm 20 years old and I currently have more than 7 projects. And here I'm going to tell you what I have and what I try to build. So let's meet a little bit closer. I'm immigrant from Ukraine and all this time from the beginning of the war I live abroad. And I want to build my own empire to become very successful in this life and I want to create a lot of things. But for these 3 years, I have a lot of pain and a lot of problems, and of course, I solve them and I grow every single day. When I was 17, the first where I moved was to Bulgaria. It was my first experience to be abroad, and it was very hard because you don't understand people what they are saying usually, and you don't know their mentality. Then I moved to Romania, and here was really different because people speak very differently, they act very differently, and of course, when you go to another country, you don't know the language and you don't have any means to live here. It was one of the biggest challenges in my life. And for this time I've been living here in Romania, I created a lot of things. For example, I did a lot of chess. I did a lot of individual chess lessons. I provided them for children. I opened my chess clubs. I tried a lot of different businesses, online businesses, e-commerce businesses. I had my 5 stores of e-commerce. I had little sales, but I lost them all and eventually I lost my money with these businesses. And you know what I realized for this path that I'm going through? If you want to become very successful, life will make you successful. It's 100%. But you need to be ready for this life because this life is not very simple. This life is about pain, is about struggling, that you need to go forward and to go like through pain. Just imagine you're going the narrow path and there are a lot of lasers that are burning your skin and you need just to go forward because when you're a refugee you understand that there is no way back and because of this you go forward and you never give up and you don't look back at all. And the next thing that I realized is you don't need to have a motivation. You need to have a desire here, you need to want to desire very much something and you need to go just forward towards this thing and to achieve this. Usually people, when they have motivation, they go and they make 2, 5, 10 steps if they are very lucky, of course, and then they give up. I realized that I don't need to have a motivation because I have clearly my goal and I just go towards this goal. And every single day I need to do plans. I need to take a copybook and to write down all the plans that I need to do for the day and to understand where I'm going and what I want to achieve. And when you have your goals, you need to break down them on steps and to follow your steps and to be brave and very disciplined, because if you want to achieve something, you need to be very disciplined. You need to do something with consistency every single day. Even when you feel you can't, you need to do very little, at least very little step, but every single day. And of course, when I moved to this country, I felt very alone because I didn't speak Romanian at all. This is now like I can speak English and I can speak Romanian a little bit, and for me it's a little bit easier. But before, when I started all these things, when I moved here, I couldn't speak and I felt very alone because I didn't have friends. I didn't have anyone to speak to. It was all lonely path, and even now I'm coming through this path and I feel not alone, but I feel like I don't have anyone to speak to and to share my ideas about business, how I want to achieve my goals, what I want in my life, and about something higher, because usually when you are surrounded by low-minded people, you don't have anything to speak to them. And the next thing that I realized is that you need to be in reality. Yes, I was a big dreamer and even now I'm a dreamer, but I realized that I live in the present and I need to be focused on my present, not to be there, yes, on my B point when I'm on A point. I need to be concentrated on this A point and to see what things are, what I have in current state, and how I can come to that point, yes, little by little. So usually people, they want to achieve something high and they think, okay, just tomorrow I will become very rich, I will become multi-millionaire and everything is going to be very cool. But it's not true, it's not a realistic thing. So the first you need to understand where you are and then to make a little steps. For example, I realized that I have my chess clubs and if I want to grow, I need to stop converting my time for money and I need to build a system. So this is why I created my chess course and I'm kind of working towards sellings of this course and I want to sell this more and yeah. And the next you need to act, because usually when you procrastinate, when you wait for something for the best moment, usually you just think and just you give up after. But you need just to start it. For example, I started my YouTube channel, yes, I had this idea like in my mind and I'm like, okay, so what do I need to do? I don't have a camera, I don't have a microphone, and I'm like, okay, a lot of things. I need just to start, really, just to start speaking and to get used to the camera, because before I filmed myself very little and it's a little bit hard for me to speak in front of the camera, but actually I'm doing this just for myself, and maybe in the future when I will become a multimillionaire or maybe a billionaire, I will look back and I will be very proud of myself that I started doing this thing. And the next thing about money, so you don't need to spend all your money, because how you're going to become a millionaire if you spend a lot of money towards stuff, towards your clothes, etc. You need to save as much money as possible and to invest this money into your self-development. For example, my investment into self-development was for a driving school. I got into driving school here in Romania, in Romanian language, and it's pretty hard, I would say, but anyway, it's a good investment, I think, because driving a car is a good skill that everyone should learn, and in the future it will allow you to buy your car. Of course, investments with risks, you need to take little risks, or at least something 30-40% risky with the profits. For example, some people invest into crypto and they get some profit. Yes, you don't need to be scared to lose money, because when you're very scared to lose money, eventually you are not investing in anything. So this is why you need to calculate your risks. If your risks are kind of low and appropriate for you, and these risks can be paid off very fast, or not very fast but just paid off, so you need to start this. For example, I invest in my project and this project I'm not going to tell you because it's my little personal thing, and I invest 300 euro, 500 euro, 600 euro in this stuff, and it gives me 80% of my investment. So this is a pretty good project, and I think I'm going to continue this project, but again, you need to calculate your risks. The next step, you need to love your family, because your family is only one thing that you have, that your family will not betray you, never. So you need to keep your family, to support your family and to be with your family. For example, I have my family, I have my mom and little sister, and I pay for everything. I pay for food, I pay for a rent, I pay for their clothes, etc. Just imagine that you are a father and you have your wife and your child and you pay for everything. So this is what I do currently, and yes, I'm feeling that it's very hard, and but it's possible, you know, when the only one person is in your family is you, and you need, of course, to do something for your family. And the last thing that I want to tell you is belief. You need to believe in yourself and to believe in God, because it's very important in this life. Usually, believing in God or believing in yourself helps you not to give up, to keep going and to believe and trust the God's plan. Because a lot of things when you want to become very successful, a lot of things comes, a lot of things are going not in your way and you will struggle very much. So this is why you need to believe in God, to believe in yourself. Just go forward. So yeah, this is my journey to very high amounts of money, to becoming a multimillionaire. I think you will like my story and me the same. When I'm going to be very rich, I look back and I will be very proud of myself. So just keep going, let's work together and let's grow together. Bye.